Hi guys. In the earlier session, we have understood what are the different domains PLM supports and what are the different business areas that PLM supports. And also we briefly looked at what are the different career possibilities that you can think of. Now going forward, first let's try to understand the evolution process of this PLM. Today the PLM was earlier started as PDM. Please note this was in around 80s, and this infant PDM at that time, even its creator might not have thought that this would one day become this big business solution called PLM. See, around 80s, if you look back, as we all know, by then the CAD was a technology using which all the design data can be captured in 3D form, and even using that 3D form data you can even generate the 2D drawings, and even you can make the assembly models. So all of this was a possibility around 80s, and then in 90s even another technology called computer-aided manufacturing, where they generate the CNC code based on the geometry, and also even another area called CAE, computer-aided engineering. So all this was there as part of the product data. Then came something called technical publication. So all the publication material about the product, may it be maintenance manual, owner's manual, or even the assembly instruction sheet, or the booklet, or even the compliance related documents. So all of this important documentation related to the product was managed using the software called technical publication. And then also we know another area called DMU, digital mockup, where they build the entire product digitally, instead of building the physical product to do certain analysis. They can build the complete model using the digital mockup to do certain analysis, and this will cut down a lot of cost instead of building the physical model. And also, as we know, when we say product data, this can be even present in any of these forms also. It can be a GIF file, PDF file, MS Word file, BMP, or any of these. Now you can think for a second, how would you manage all this data about the product? It may be developed by multiple people in the organization. Maybe the data is sitting in different systems, different servers. And what happens if you end up using a wrong file for maybe production or maybe for any of the activities? This may cause a big failure of the product, and thereby it may affect the company badly. So to manage all this data, what we came up is PDM. So many of the CAD companies, especially those days, came up with this idea of PDM, product data management, with which you were allowed to check in the data once you make the design, and this data will be secured, and as and when necessary you can check it out and edit the data. And also it gave us the possibility of little bit of change management, like versioning, and also bit of classification of the data based on maybe numbering or maybe the type and things of that kind. So this PDM then, in new millennium, this has become now PLM, product lifecycle management. So you may be curious to know what is this difference between PDM and PLM. Please note, when we say PLM today, it comprises a lot of other things other than PDM. Yes, of course, PDM is there in that. Plus, it has project and portfolio management, as we discussed before. And even it can handle the enterprise asset management. All the assets of the company, all that can be managed with PLM. and yes, even the quality management also it can handle. Now let's zoom into all these 4 different modules little more in detail. Now when we say product data management, this can help enterprises to manage the document life cycle. It will also help in securing the data. That means only the authorized person can access the data, and if somebody else tries to access who is not having rights to access the data, he will be barred from accessing the data. And then comes engineering change management. So it can handle the change aspect of the product, because once the product data is evolved and once it is released, so then comes a challenge. If there is any issue in the product, this has to be changed. So when the change has to happen, it's not that we just open this design and make the change. So it has to go through certain set of people. There is a process to follow. There are some approvals that are needed. So there is a particular process to be followed. So this engineering change management process can be adopted by this PDM system. And also there is possibility of data classification. You can categorize the data well, so that it will help you for the reuse of different parts, documents. And then comes the variant product data management. See, nowadays that's one big challenge what every enterprise would have, because now customer needs some variation in product. So if the product is available or to be made available in variants, so managing this variants, you may have to build a different bill of materials for each variant. But with PDM you can build a variant product data model, with which the bill of material will change based on the configuration. Then also it can help you for collaboration with your partners and suppliers, because in the process of research and development for the product development activities, you need to have the services. You may want to take services from different partners and suppliers. So then obviously you have to share the data with different vendors. So in that case, how do you share in a secured environment? Maybe supplier A, what I'm sharing, supplier B should not access. So even you have a collaboration module embedded into product data management. So then comes the next module under the PLM is project and portfolio management. In short, we say PPM. So as we discussed before in earlier video, so this also consists of project management, where we talk about budget, schedule, resources, billing, deliverables, all of these. And also to the next level, as a program, if you want to manage multiple projects under a program, yes, that is also possible. And even portfolio management, when we say portfolio, any of the enterprise, if they have many different products and different lines, so even they can manage their portfolio using this PPM module. And then comes very important thing, that is asset lifecycle management or enterprise asset management. And another one important thing to note is, now the enterprise asset management can be integrated with the Internet of Things, IoT. That is one important thing. And when we talk about enterprise asset management, it can be disposal of assets or consumption of current assets to the optimum level, or it can be the license management, or it can be maintenance management. And again, when we say maintenance, there can be different types of maintenance and costs involved with that, how to keep that in control. So all of these can be managed. Even you can manage the location where which particular asset is lying that you can have control on. So all of these are possible with asset management. Then comes another module, that is quality management. So as you all know, today if product has to succeed in the market, quality is one very important aspect for the success of the product, thereby the success of the enterprise. In that case, you have to plan the procedures, resources, quality policies, all that, and you have to even generate the report of non-conformance, inspections, and even prevent the escapes to the customers, because if the wrong product goes out to the market, it may lead to sometimes a big problem for the company. So that is possible. And even you can have the check where you are going to perform the audits and analyze the historical data. This becomes an opportunity for you to improve the product. And once you have this details, you can act on it by performing the root cause analysis and take the right decision to correct the product so that the product can be improved and the product can succeed in the market. Now let's take a look at overview of the major PLM players in the market. Maybe some of you would know these products. Windchill is one, Innovia is another, Teamcenter is one more. See, mainly these players come from CAD space. They had the CAD software to manage their CAD data. The companies were finding it very difficult, so these companies came up with their own PDM system and PLM system with which the data can be effectively managed. Yes, today it's not just PDM. Now there is a lot of new additional things. With that, it has become PLM. And there is another player in the market called Ares. They have a product called Ares Innovator. This is an open source solution, and they too have most of these things what we discussed before. And one of the interesting thing to note here is even the big enterprise solution players like Oracle and SAP, even they have joined the wagon of PLM, and they have invested heavily on this technology, and they have developed equally a good product which can compete with any of the CAD and PDM PLM players. Now let's look at the trends in PLM. See, one of the surveys says that PLM industry is expected to be 75 billion worth industry by 2021. PLM availability on cloud. As you all know today, the PLM solution is available on the cloud, which is a very encouraging factor for enterprises to try out the PLM, since it is affordable and they can try out before they make heavy investments. And as we discussed before, even IoT can be integrated with PLM, especially the asset lifecycle management module has connection with IoT. This is another feather in the cap of PLM. And intense PLM product focus by this ERP gains like SAP and Oracle is very clear indication that PLM is going to be center stage of enterprise IT system. So no doubt about it. And today enterprise solutions, as we know, any of the boardroom meetings, if the decision has to be made on purchase of some enterprise solution, they would obviously take a look how good their solution on PLM. So definitely this is going to be the driving factor for selection of enterprise solutions. And thanks for your time, and you can reach us on our email address helpdesk@boat.com. Thank you.